little bit of a hostage exchange here. He's got some of Conker's friends. And so he takes, Stacker Lee is now setting off at the end of the Wolf Tree to go to Chicago to deliver the 9-pound hammer to the villain, the god. With him, though, is his hostage, a hero in the books, a man named Buck. And Buck, for some of you that might remember, he's this blind sharpshooter who was part of Peg Leg Nell's mystifying medicine show and Tabernacle of Tachycardial Talent. Buck, this blind sharpshooter, what made this scene very interesting to write in this first chapter is that in my books it's always told from a certain character's perspective. The 9-pound hammer is told entirely from Ray's perspective, meaning everything that happens in there is things that Ray knows what's happening. In the Wolf Tree, it begins to split up. Some chapters follow Ray, some chapters follow Conker, some follow Jolie. They're following various heroes. Sally, Ray's younger sister. And in this first chapter in the White City, it is told from Buck's point of view, Buck's perspective. And the thing that was so challenged about this is that Buck is blind. So anything that is described in here cannot be something that is visual. But the thing is about Buck is that he is this extraordinary sharpshooter because he has some talents and powers that others don't. He can sense things, as we'll see in the scene, that others cannot. So, keep that in mind as I read this. What of our agreement, Stacker Lee asked. Mr. Grable, the guy, said, what of it? Stacker hesitated before saying, the clockwork in me. I want it taken out. I brought you the 9-pound hammer. My service is complete. Don't be so hasty, dear Stacker. I have much greater opportunities for you. Buck sensed something in Stacker's reaction. He drew in the smell through his nostrils. Not fear. This clockwork killer was incapable of being afraid. But there was something in his reaction akin to fear, although Buck could find no name for it. Mr. Grable, Stacker said, I wish to have my heart returned to me. I understood our last conversation to be a bargain between us. John Henry's hammer in exchange for my humanity. Yes, of course, Mr. Grable said. I can return you to a lowly man again. But how sad would that be? I've given you something very special, something very important to me and to my machine. A gift that proves my faith in you. Don't you see? Your clockwork heart. It is my finest creation so far. You are my guiding light in the coming war. A silent and swift war that will hoist this nation to heights its founders never could have imagined. Mr. Grable struck the base of his walking stick to the floor. He spoke low. Our country is young and bold and bloodthirsty, just like you, Stacker. You are my ideal. You are my new America. You could be the general of my army. You who have been perfected by my ingenuity, by my vision, by my machine. Once the darkness rises over this city, a new society will be born. Fear will be our seed, for fear makes the weak docile and the strong angry and ready for change. We will have a perfect working class, a servile citizenry solely intent on making this world better. A new race of men will lead, strong and pitiless men. Men who will bring freedom through the destruction of the old. We will build cities of industry, tall and sleek. We will shape this world, Stacker. Can you see it? Do you share my vision? Stacker stood silent. Buck could sense the dark feeling that he could not name clouding Stacker. Mr. Grable stopped. Wait a while. Consider what I've said. See what our new society will be like and imagine your place in it. I need you now to make amends for your cowardice. Cowardice, Stacker hissed. You let John Henry's son live. What will you have me do, Stacker asked, his voice dry and hoarse. Destroy the hammer? Grable chuckled. No, we have nothing to fear from this relic. We will make a trophy of it. It will be displayed in the hall below us, something that the rabble who flood this exposition will relish. He will come for the hammer. Yes, and you will keep watch over it. Wait for Conker to arrive and try to take it back. This time, you will finish it. What of Buckthorn? I assume you still have him for a reason. A hostage, Stacker said. A pawn that will draw Conqueror and his friends into a fatal position. You, my knight, will strike. And when our opponents are defeated, you may do with him as you wish. Stacker said, there's the Rambler boy I've heard so much about. The Rambler Ray, Mr. Grable scoffed. My men are hunting him as we speak. He flees across the prairie, running for his life like a hare before my hound. We'll capture him and his rabbit's foot. It undoubtedly is the source of the boy's powers. With them both destroyed, there will be no threat of any ramblers reaching my machine in the gloom. Buck's jaw tightened. He knew the god underestimated Ray and Conqueror, but he was not sure it made any difference. What hope was there left in stopping this enemy? Mr. Grable strode around his desk, settling back into a large leather chair. I have all the pieces in place to assure my success. My machine has been completed in Kansas. It's been brought to Chicago. It's being hidden in the gloaming beneath this very building as we speak. The sirens have been lured here. They are captives in the depth of my hall. I filled them with my clockwork. They serve me now. And the last of the old ramblers, that fool Pegleg Nell, we know where he hides in the mountains. Yes, success is assured. It's within my grasp. I only need you, Stacker, to stop John Henry's son. Will you do this for me? Yes, Stacker replied. Good, Mr. Grable said. Then soon we will reconsider our bargain. But I expect by that time you will understand the folly of your desires. If you don't, then I can return you to your former state. Be assured, I'm a man of my word. As Stacker turned to walk towards Buck in the door, Buck understood the emotion he had been sensing in Stacker Lee. Remorse. Stacker regretted his bargain with the god. Stacker opened the door, and Buck followed him out where an agent was waiting in the hallway. Hope grew in Buck's chest. Hope in the form of a clockwork killer. So, our villain, Stacker Lee, we're not quite sure where things stand there. But here we are in Chicago. The heroes